Greetings. Welcome to Module 1 of the International Drug Policy Systems. We're going to be learning about the current drug control systems. The aim today for Module 1 is to situate drug policies globally within a framework of fundamental human rights and to assess the extent to which current national and international drug policies meet these. So we want to understand how the drug policies meet fundamental human rights and situate the policies globally. The learning objectives for this module are to gain an understanding of the international framework that underpins drug control policies, including the relevant treaties and bodies. So we want to know what the international framework is around drugs, and we also want to understand the ideology, the reasoning, and the history of the development of the international drug control systems. We also want to find out about the ongoing tensions between drug control and human rights, health, and development issues. We want to see how these things are clashing. We also want to learn about the outcomes of the 2016 United Nations General Assembly Special Session, which was held on drugs. So our understanding should be that these sessions are called on upon by member states on particular issues. So there was one held in 2016 on the issue of drugs. We also want to understand the possible processes towards the 2019 high-level meeting on drugs. Of course, this module is a bit outdated in that it speaks of things that are past now. But anyway, we want to gain a deeper understanding of drug policy. So let us go on. Right, session 1.1, setting the scene. We want to understand what we mean by drug policy. We want everyone to have a shared understanding of the term drug policy and also to agree on a definition that we can use during this training. Now please feel free to comment in the comment box. Feel free to message me directly about anything pertaining to the course that we're going to be taking, and please share, like, and our Facebook page. Now, a policy. We'd like to first start by defining a policy. A policy is the way in which societies and their institutions deal with issues. So these are ways in which, as people in communities, we deal with certain issues. Policies may be formal and written, such as laws, or informal and or unwritten, e.g. social etiquette or practice. So that's what policy is. It is just the approach taken by a certain community to issues that it is facing. The next thing we'd like to define are controlled drugs. Controlled drugs are psychoactive substances that are controlled under the 3 UN Drug Control Conventions and or under national laws and regulations. These are widely referred to as illicit drugs. Now, what we are saying is psychoactive substances are any substances, any consumed things that have an effect on the mental capacity of humans or on the mental effectiveness of humans. They affect the way our brains work. Now, these are controlled under the 3 UN Drug Control Conventions, which we'll discuss later in greater depth. What we'd like to now define is drug policy. Drug policy is the formal or informal approaches that aim to affect the supply of drugs, the demand of drugs, and the harms caused by drug use and or drug markets, In practice, the term drug policy is most commonly used to describe laws and practices that target controlled drugs rather than uncontrolled or pharmaceutical drugs. So what we're saying here is the drug policy is mainly focused on drugs that are illicit or otherwise controlled under the UN drug control conventions. The next thing we'd like to talk about is drug control. Drug control is the term used to indicate the overall system of laws, regulations, practices, and institutions that focus on controlled drugs at local, national, regional, and international level. Now, the war on drugs is a term that is generally used and has come to refer to more punitive, repressive drug policies and a zero tolerance approach to drug use and people who use drugs. So what we're saying is the war on drugs seeks to completely show zero tolerance towards drug use and drug abuse. So this is the first session that we're going to do today. The next session will be on overview of dominant drug control approaches, which we will do later. Please like, please subscribe, and please share.